right, guys, we are here at Pompano Pat's, and let me show you what we're about to get. It's got quite the graveyard here for any kind of motorcycle you could think about. I don't know what's going to be in the thumbnail of this video, so I don't know how much you know yet, but let me show you, ladies and gentlemen. This is a 2003 Triumph 955i Daytona, and she is about to come home with us and get stuffed in that golf cart. So here's the bike. I'm waiting on Bo to get here to help me because we're gonna have to clear a path through here to get this out. From there, we're gonna go to Josue's shop and have him help us get the Triumph started. Once it's started and we know it'll run, then we will take it up to Ronnie's and get working on it. All right, job is done so far. Took too long, but we got her in the back of the truck. Now let's go to Josue's. All right, so here it is. It is actually not a Triumph Daytona. It's a 955 RS, which unfortunately means it's a little slower, like 110 horsepower. It's clearly the nicest bike at Josue's shop right now. I mean, this junk needs to just get out of here. Josue is gonna get this thing running. Let's give a shout out to Pulpy Garage. Follow them on Instagram. Hell yeah, all right. All right, so we ditched the Triumph, got ourselves a Yamaha FZ1 leader bike. Should be around 150 horsepower when we're done with it. What do you think, dude? So as you can tell here, guys, we've made a lot of progress in the day. Got pretty much the whole frame chopped out. This only took a few hours. I was impressed at how quickly it happened. All right, guys, good morning. So we missed kind of recap yesterday, got caught up in doing this. What was the Yamaha is now in the truck bed. Takes up more space, ripped apart than it did as a whole. All the stuff on the left side from here over is going to Pompano Pat. Check out his website. He's got like 400 something motorcycles and parts for sale. Here we've got the engine wrapped in the frame, which will be super convenient to weld to. So we're hopefully gonna just drop this in the golf cart. Well, drop the golf cart on top of this engine. So guys, I know I haven't shown it up until now, but this is the golf cart. I had recently acquired it in a trade for a flatbed trailer I no longer needed. This is the last it will be driven until it goes into the shop here, Ronnie's shop at Doghouse Gearing and Fabrication. Just taking it for one final spin with the old Kawasaki motor in it, and we're pulling it in and getting ready to cut it up and start fitting this Yamaha FZ1000 motor in it. All right, so here is the cart, minus her seat, getting ready for teardown. Got the engine out, engine out of the bike, time to get the engine out of this. All right, engine's out. That's our space to work with. We're deciding, next I gotta take this pulley off, and then we're gonna decide if we're gonna leave the axle this way with a sprocket coming off the transaxle there, and then run a jack shaft over to the motorcycle chain side or flip it. But I'm gonna get that pulley off, jack this up, and then we'll slide the motorcycle engine underneath. All right, so this is awesome. We just got the pulley off and did not realize that shaft was that long. Now what I'm thinking, we're not even gonna have to make a jack shaft. I'm gonna pull the differential out, swap it around so that the jack shaft is on this side coming out. It'll also move the differential backwards a little bit, give us more room. And we should be able to run our rear sprocket right off that, straight to the engine. It should line up no problem. All right, guys, so we got the factory rear axle differential out of the cart. So let me get this turned around and I'll update you here in a second. All right. Morning, we're back at the shop here at Doghouse Gearing and Performance. What's up, Ronnie? And we may have an issue, but we're gonna get working on it right now. We found oil in the cooling system. All right, so change of plans. We think the coolant was just super dirty and not actually having any oil in it. So I'm gonna pull the radiator, pull the coolant hoses off, get all this cleared out of the way, and then we can see what we need to do to slide this up in the engine and start making the mounts, and we'll worry about the cooling system later. guys, about to slide this motor in here. All right, go. Cleared the brake line. Looking good. We down? Down all the way?
I think I'm actually on the jack stand of the motor.
All right, so we actually got some decent clearance because this will all be out of the way. So essentially the top is gonna be the top of that carburetor right there. We got the engine in place. Trying to mock up our mounts, but this is pretty much how she's gonna sit. Let me show you in here. And got our rear differential right there. There's our shaft. Sprocket's gonna sit off of, it's relatively lined up. And then we're probably gonna mount the radiator in this back spot with a pusher fan to try to blow the hot air from the engine bay outwards. Got the first mount in there. Let's see if you can see that. Mounted down to the frame right there. And let me show you what it looks like underneath. Got that heim joint right there. So the whole engine will flex, and then the next mount will mount it directly to the rear differential and the rear axle. So that will all move as one unit. So there's no issues with the chain going from that sprocket to the one that we eventually mount on the differential. Ronnie is fabbing up the mounts for the rear. I believe he's going to use those two bolts right there, or those two holes, and the mounts will come off that and then connect to the motorcycle frame. Oh, I will show you, I cleaned up the wiring harness a little bit. If you remember yesterday, this was a big clusterfuck. It still kind of is, but if we show you, really all we got here is the coils. This is mostly stuff that needs to be plugged back in. We've got it all labeled, but now you can see there's a lot more space to work. Soon we're gonna fab up a plate to run from here to here because the coils need to be grounded. So we'll do that. We're at a fun spot here. The engine is fully self-supporting. There's our main bracket holding the engine in on the back. And we are going to add some supports to it. But at the moment, now that it's here, we're gonna try to get everything wired up and turn the engine on. So sit tight and let's fire it up. All right, fire test. All right, well, let me grab the key and see if we can't turn it on. Ronnie wants to do a test. You know, he doesn't want you guys to see us fail, but we're showing it all. Let's try it out. Thanks, sir. All right, we got that. Let's see. Oh, and where's the switch? Is it on that one? Yeah, right here. Let's see what we got. Nothing. Oh, yeah. And she runs. Wow. That means that fuel pump is pulling out of the top. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. The engine was out yesterday, it's back in now. I am in the process of pulling the front cowl, everything off so that we can get access to build a mount for the gauges. We're gonna leave those in the dash and then have this dashboard blocking everything. Then when it's time to drive the cart, we'll just flip this down and be able to see the gauge cluster in there. So kind of like that. We have made some progress on the, let's see, the rear sprocket. We had our adapter made. So that piece allows us to swap sprockets so we can effectively change our gear ratio when we want to. Still got to do the cooling system. So we've got our thermostat. We're gonna run hoses from that under the cart up here to our radiator. So that'll be fun. We can run it for more than 2 minutes. We don't have the right chain. This is the chain off the motorcycle, but I don't have a master link for it yet. Have one of those tomorrow. So it's all kind of coming together. We were hoping to have it done by Friday. I don't know if that's gonna be the case, But I'm gonna get working on this, pulling this dash off. So I was just about to show off to you guys and show you my awesome titty mount for the gauge cluster here, but Ronnie reminded me that, yeah, it works fine, except for there's no way to plug in the gauge cluster. So let me go cut this again, and we'll come back in a second. Would you motherfuckers look at that? Call me Bob the Fabricator. I'm putting Ronnie out of business. Look at this fucking work of art, Ronnie. That's nice, right? Fucking clean cuts, dude.
Yeah, it'll work.
Yeah, let's go test fit this thing. Oh, okay, we're gonna make some cuts to the back of that. That's a little too big. All right, eat your heart out. The world's greatest fabricator has created a gauge mount. All right, guys, we got Ronnie extending the harness so that we can run the gauge cluster. Our expert fabricator was jealous of my expert fabrication skills and decided to make a different, I'm not going to call it better, a different mount for the gauge cluster. While he's been working on that this morning, I put in a new front sprocket to get the chain right. Then, as you can see down there, that is my custom fabricated skateboard wheel chain tensioner. Let me try to get in here. So there she is. Not sure it's going to stay that way. We're probably going to need to add a bracket on the other side to support it on both sides, but for now, she should do all right. It's got some tension on the chain. Let me give it a spin here. Oh, is this? Oh, let's go this way. Yeah. So the chain is tensioned up pretty well. All right, guys, good morning. We're back at the cart. Ronnie has gotten a little work done. Say good morning, Ronnie. Happy Monday. Since we've been gone, let me just walk around and show you where we're at. So we got the radiator mounted with the hoses. You can see that runs up there. There's a nice little channel under the body. And then Ronnie fabricated these plates to act as skid plates to hold the radiator hoses in place. We got where our clutch is going to sit, essentially right about there, and you'll shift up and down that way so it won't be in the way of your legs. We got our dashboard in with the motorcycle gauge cluster behind it. So we got some stealth when you want it. Pop it open. We mounted our coils. The thermostat is in, fuel pump is mounted. The wiring still has some work to do, but we also got our forward neutral reverse cable run. That was a longer one that we got on Amazon. Looks pretty good. And that comes to right there, so we can go back and forth between forward, neutral, and reverse. Now, let me show you what I'm about to start messing with. I wanted to try some different wheels and tires, and I remembered that I had a set of Gen 1 Viper GTS wheels and tires in the shed. Tires are old and shot, but they should do the job here, so I'm gonna try to get them fit up against the cart here in a minute. We'll take these wheels off, set them in place, see what the back spacing looks like to see what size spacers or adapters we need to make it work. I was thinking the same, but I'm not dropping the money on that. But hey, dude, those wide ones, that looks sick. All right, guys. So this is our first test fit of the Viper wheels. Let me know what you think. There's gonna be quite a lot of spacer usage to get these to work with adapters and all that, but I don't know, I'm thinking it's kind of cool. What do you think, Ronnie? So we've already got 2-inch spacers all the way around. We'll probably have to do another 2 inches there, so it'd be an inch for the adapter and then an inch for another adapter. Same over there. Let me know what you guys think. And the cool thing is, this is actually, it looks a lot bigger, but compared to the stock wheels, those tires are 23 inches tall. These are 25.5 inches tall. So we're not going massively bigger in tire height. We're just gaining a ton of width and getting a larger rim. It's kind of a cool look. And then we have to decide, do we leave them polished aluminum or do we go all black out? I'm thinking the polished aluminum will look pretty cool. You think so, Ronnie? Yeah. It'll match the other Viper with the black paint and polished wheels. So this was a fun little experiment. I got to get on the phone with the wheel spacer company and see what we can do and how fast we can get them. But it looks like I think we're going to do that. right, guys, so after dealing with a huge clusterfuck with the throttle cable, we finally got it in. We've got the sprocket done. It's a little ugly, but it's tacked on there. So that's our chain situation. It's not perfect. We'd like a little more tension in it, but we'll work on that another day. And the good news is we're about to go try to take this sucker for a ride. We got the clutch right here. The throttle is hooked up. We'll have to do that by hand. We'll get all this cleaned up and get that out of the way and see if we can't go put it in first or second gear and at least drive it around. All right, we just made a quick clutch adjustment. All right, clutch in, brake on. Ronnie's gonna throw it in gear real quick. Once he hops in, we'll go for a ride. I'm gonna have you hold the camera. All right, ready? That feels much more in gear. Look at us go, Ronnie. You know, this gearing might be a lot different than we thought. We're already having. You think? Yeah, we thought 8 to 1. I'm thinking it's like 16 to 1. Oh, that was a wheelie.
Well, I grabbed that time.
That was a fucking wheelie. All right, ready? Oh, another wheelie. We should be careful, I think. Let me turn. All right, so overall, that was what I'd consider a big fail. We were turning 6,000-7,000 RPMs and doing, I don't know, maybe 10 miles an hour. So we decided the best bet is to just ditch this rear end. Let me show you what I got over here. I bought this just in case, and I'm glad I did. So this right here is out of a Polaris, maybe something 500. I don't know. I have to check the eBay. So what we're probably going to do is cut this here, cut this frame, get rid of all this. We don't need it. And then weld this section to our current motor bracket so we can maintain the stock suspension. This will be the easiest, fastest way to get this in the cart and get it running again, because everything else is good to go. We're kind of at a natural stopping point for the day. We have our ATV rear end. That's in, you can see it's welded. That crossbar, we're gonna have clamped down to our leaf springs. So we're still gonna have some suspension movement here. It should be pretty good. These are gonna be our brakes, our front calipers. The rotors are off a Mini Cooper, the rear rotors. Those are off being turned right now so they can work with the Yamaha calipers. All right, hit it. All right, guys, we got the gas pedal hooked up. Hell yeah, Ronnie. Up next, we got our brakes. Yeah, we're making progress. That's awesome.
Oh, you didn't expect that?
And now, today we're trying to get these on there to get that all bolted in. So I'm gonna work on that and we'll make some progress. This morning I just put that new front sprocket on. This combination of gearing should allow the cart to have pretty much similar gearing to the Yamaha FZ one that it came off of. First gear should top out around the same. It'll all be within 5 miles an hour of each other. So we've got our Viper wheels, which I'm getting ready to put on. I've got a whole collection of spacers and adapters, but right now we got to trim down the studs on this one because these are longer than this adapter is wide. This is to go from 4x100 to 6x5.5. Then from that one, we have our final adapter to go from 6x5.5 to 6x4.5 to fit the Viper wheels. Got our front brakes on. You can see the Brembo brakes off the Yamaha with Mini Cooper rear brake rotors down to our Brembo master cylinder here. So guys, we're back at the shop. I've been away for a little while, but Ronnie has gotten a good amount done. So let me run through what he's done and then we'll go into what we're gonna do today. So the biggest thing He completely redid the rear end. All the fabrication there, bolting to the motor, which this looks a lot nicer and actually allows us to run the factory suspension. So that was your biggest work while I was gone, huh?
No, I got the brakes working.
Yeah. Okay. Good point. So we got the brakes. So let me come around here and show you guys that. So here we got our pedal pressing against our Brembo master cylinder with a return spring on it right there, and we were able to run the braided lines down to the calipers from the bike to the Mini Cooper rotors. So now we have a very high-end disc brake setup on the front. Yeah, those look cool as hell. Damn, dude, those look real cool. We got projectors in there. Dude. Yeah, that's sick. You know, I'm glad that my welding lessons are going well. You're doing good, bud.
And your fabrication lessons.
Yes, exactly. I mean, you wouldn't be here without me.
I would not. No, I'm on YouTube TV.
That's right. We're making a YouTube video of all this. You want to tell the people what you think of the golf cart?
These are test pilots.
Yeah. Well, Ronnie, I'm trying to figure out how many teeth we got on this, because I got that other sprocket right there, and I think I might swap them while we got this thing out here.
You see, you do this, you mark one of them, and then you count.
Can you count?
And you count. You might, oh, well, you got flip-flops on, so you got to...
I don't do a whole lot of counting, Ronnie. I'm thinking while we got it out, I think that one has more teeth on it. It might improve the acceleration a little bit. I think we got plenty of tire on this thing. Got them steamrollers, huh? What do you think, Ronnie? Will we be done tomorrow?
Oh, you can roll it out in your truck right now.
Oh, yeah? Okay, is that winch hooked up?
Oh, I can...
Let me show you guys actually what Ronnie did today. So I showed you in the beginning in the morning what it looked like down here, but pulled it out, welded it all together, painted it, and installed the winch. So our winch cable is going to go to our hook here and just hang out. I mean, obviously it'll be a little tighter so it's not getting caught in the sprocket, but the rear end is looking pretty good. Front, but we decided.
You didn't decide, what?
Yeah, it was pretty much you bullying me into driving it like this.
Gotta make sure damn thing runs.
So we're gonna make sure it runs. Ronnie's gonna be holding the shift lever, I guess.
So we're gonna put it in first gear and see what the hell happens.
Okay, so we're gonna put it in first gear and we're gonna ride around. I'll be holding the clutch and we'll try to drive. I'm gonna put Ronnie on camera. You hold the camera, Ronnie. I just don't want to give it too much gas and go fucking flying. But as soon as I let it out, it just fucking...
Thanks to the water. That might be in second.
Yeah, it might be in second.
Have you tried the brakes yet?
They work. They don't work amazing, but they work. Oh, shit.
Yeah, okay. Oh yeah, it's fucking sketchy.
Dude, this whole fucking steering column is wobbling around. But once we stop here, or once I get this other Viper front wheel on, put some air in it, then I'm gonna pull the radiator off, swap the steering rack, and then we'll take a look at what else might need to be tightened up in the suspension to make it a little less sketchy, and we'll go for another quick test drive. Hopefully it'll go well. All right, guys, we got the new steering rack in. The old one I showed it to you, but I already threw it away. Let's see if I can show you. So that's a new rack. Seemed to toe the wheels in a little more how we wanted. We're gonna have to drive it again and see, because this last drive when we came back, wheels were all towed out and we don't know why. Still can't really figure it out why, but what?
Loose nut behind the wheel.
Yeah. Ronnie is working down here to add our clutch pedal. So we got our homemade I couldn't tell you exactly what else he's doing right now. Let's see. I mean, there's the clutch cable. You look happy, Ronnie. I think it's going well. So we're about to just make sure it's in first. And then this is our temporary clutch pedal for now. We'll end up adjusting it and get it positioned right, but that should work much better than doing it by hand. So we're, all right, Ronnie. So we think we're in gear. We got our clutch pedal. Let's see what happens.
If you leave like that, we're gonna die.
That bitch doesn't do anything until all the way off.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's try this again. I mean, the steering is 100 times better with that new rack in it. It's not so fucking sketchy.
It's just bad tires.
Yeah. You gonna sponsor when you feel like that? Are you serious? We're just test driving it, bro. Gotta make sure she works.
She might want to move because we might run her over.
Hey, run you over, man. It should top out at 180. Yeah. Then we can get it off first. Yeah, exactly.
It does once you start moving.
I think the thermometer actually started to work there.
Did it?
I don't know. Let's try it again.
Then you can go out and swing through that parking lot.
All right, guys, we're about to go drive this thing again. We just clearanced the, I don't want to call them fenders, but that plastic there so we can get most of the steering lock. We also, Ronnie put some bump stops on it, and they're actually in the perfect position where they stop the wheel before it comes in and hits those radiator lines. So, should be good. We're clearanced up over here so the wheel's not going to rub, and we're going to go take this for another ride. Yeah. I mean, you can see on these brake rotors where it starts grabbing, they're all glazed over now. It's weird that you loosened the brakes though yesterday and then they felt better today up until they stuck.
Well, maybe because they're finally getting seated.
Oh, guys, now we got a new problem. We spread the toe out a little bit, but then the second we drove it, it got real bad. And now it's towed way the hell out on either side. So we're gonna redo the front suspension now. Seems like there's no fixing this golf cart stuff. So it is what it is. Good news is the front brakes lock up. So guys, you can see all the steam coming out of there from the radiator. It's getting hot, so we're gonna have to actually run that back into the radiator. But we've decided this thing is just too sketchy with this front end on it. So we've done some talking and we decided the whole front end is gonna have to get ripped out. So at this point, I'm gonna call it a day. You know, we got the clutch pedal in, you saw it driving. I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna go edit this video together. This is just gonna be part one. You saw it driving, I think that's enough. I don't wanna make a super long video for step one. So this is my last little walk around. We got some parts ordered. We're ready to roll. We know what we're doing. I'm gonna go edit this. I'll post part one and then part two will start up again probably tomorrow when we've got some suspension components and we start tearing this out and kind of finalizing the project so that we can actually drive it fast.